Stinchfield, the people of Ukraine need help, and they need it now. If the United States wants to declare war, let's declare war on Russian energy instead of the war Joe Biden has declared on U.S. energy. Unfathomably, we are still buying Russian oil, 500,000 plus barrels a day. This is helping to fund the Russian war machine, which is why Joe Biden and his merry band of misfits working in his administration must actually want this war to drag on. Let's think about this. It is the perfect distraction for everything wrong with Team Biden. Just listen to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on why Democrats are blocking a bill just this week to restart the Keystone Pipeline.
We also need to make sure that we're not galloping after permanent solutions to immediate short-term problems where more strategic and tactical actions in the short term can make a difference.
You're going to listen to this. Do you see the idiocy of this administration? They admit right there, expanding our energy production and distribution through the Keystone Pipeline, that it's a permanent solution. He admits that. But refuse to enact a permanent solution to our problems? Why? Because Pete Buttigieg, the Democrats, Joe Biden, they are all beholden to their far left agenda instead of the American people. It gets worse. Buttigieg declared as Americans face the prospect of $5 a gallon gas. Yes, it could go that high. It already is in California in some spots. Joe Biden may soon allow oil purchases, not from Russia, from Iran. Listen.
Could the president possibly consider authorizing the Keystone Pipeline, working something out with Iran?
I mean, look, the president has said that all options are on the table.
All options are on the table? Purchasing oil from Iran should never be an option. We need to be energy independent. We were under President Trump. And when the Democrats in charge in Washington refuse to allow energy independence in America to happen, they side with Vladimir Putin. In fact, they side with evil. And just like their leader, Joe Biden, they put their own self-interest above the interest of humanity. Democrat policies have been a disaster. We don't need to list all of them for you. You know them. You know where America is failing on immigration, on inflation, crime, and of course all the foreign threats that we face. But with round-the-clock coverage of the war in Ukraine, the policy disasters are ignored. They're covered up. In fact, the war in Ukraine allows Joe Biden to create more disasters that are going unnoticed by the mainstream media. So not only will we soon be buying oil from Iran, apparently, a country that has openly declared it wants us, America, the great Satan, as they call us. They want us obliterated from the face of the earth. They say it openly. But Joe Biden is about to restore the fatally flawed Iran nuclear deal, all but handing Iran nuclear weapons. And guess who is leading the Iran nuclear talks that are going on right now in Vienna? Russia. Oh, and China, by the way, as well. Russia and China are leading these talks. Our enemies are literally leading this. That's about the worst showing of American weakness there could ever be. Even one former State Department staffer with contacts inside the Iran nuclear talks, his name is Gabriel Noranha, he is claiming, his sources say, the entire negotiations, this is a quote, have been filtered and essentially run by Russian diplomat Mikhail Yulanov. Listen to that Russian diplomat right after declaring a deal will be done in the next 24 to 48 hours.
I cannot imagine that at this stage the talks might collapse. It would be absolutely irresponsible, especially at this stage.
This is craziness. I promise you, the Chinese, the Russian, and the Iranian governments all know exactly what is happening in those talks. They're celebrating it. All the while, Congress and the American people are left in the dark. The Biden administration even sitting down with Russia for these Iran nuclear talks in the same room. It is reckless. More proof The Team Biden is run by clowns who will get us all killed. Today, I've been told Biden negotiators are about to lift most of the Trump-era sanctions against Iran and many of the individuals in that country, including lifting personal sanctions against Iranian terrorists like this guy, Mohsen Rezai, the man behind the bombing of an Argentinian Jewish center in 1994 that killed 85 people. Ali Akbar Velayati is said to be the actual mastermind behind that bombing. Well, personal sanctions, thanks to Joe Biden, against him will be lifted as well. He's now a senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Khamenei, the guy calling for the United States to be obliterated. There is also Republican Guard Brigadier General Hussein Degan. He led the Guard forces in Lebanon and Syria when Hezbollah bombed the Marine compound in Beirut, killing 241 American service members back in 1983. Team Biden is about to lift all sanctions against that guy as well. These are just a few of the worst people on earth that Team Biden will literally give a golden goose to. Lifting these sanctions is nothing short of a very dangerous, potentially deadly farce. They will enrich Iranian terrorists while they enrich nuclear bombs. And Team Biden is attempting to use the war in Ukraine as cover to slip this deal with Iran straight through under an absolute blanket of secrecy.